There we go.
Hey,
Hello.
good Saturday morning, everybody. Good morning, Bobby D.
Good morning.
And it is a very sunny, can you believe it? Sunny day here in the Steel City.
We haven't seen the sun in a while.
I know. Let the sun shining. But here we go. So it is a CCI radio show sponsored by Vibrant Souls Health and Wellness. You can follow Vibrant Souls on Instagram, and you can email Vibrant Souls at vibrantsouls@gmail.com. Sam C, Bobby D, your favorite weekend duo. And hard to believe it's the last Saturday in February. If you look at the calendar right there.
Oh boy, is it? Oh my. Really? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Remember,
wow,
the shortest month.
Yeah, it's the shortest month.
And we are still in Black History Month, so make sure that you anything you need to learn about Black history, Google it.
Googling it is also a very good way to have our Black history.
Yes, and it's got so many different dates on it.
Yes. Please feel free to read. please feel free to read.
Juneteenth. What was it? 1865. We have Black History Week. 1926. We have Civil Rights Act. 1964. And 1976. That's a good year. 1976. That was Black History Month.
Yes.
And MLK Day. 1986,
I believe.
That's 3.
Oh no, 3. Yeah,
1983.
1983. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I had a hard time checking that out. So
silly.
But yes, like I said, Black History is not just this month, it is every day. So make sure you guys learn all you can about it. We are so proud that you are here with us today. Make sure you click like, share, and subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up on not just this video, but just in general.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
And good morning, Donetta.
Hello. Good morning.
She said good morning, Cuppies. All right. Well,
right.
She's going to be the only one that could probably call us that.
People call me Cubby at work.
Okay.
So it's fine.
Okay.
It's
so
fine.
she's the second person to call you that. Okay. But we have a very special guest who is no stranger to the show. We are happy to have her back.
Yes.
And we will be bringing her aboard in just a few minutes. We'll go ahead and run our spiel, see how fast I can roll through everything so we can bring her on and have some fun.
Okay. Sounds good.
Anyway, we are globally connecting the world for 13 years and counting. It's the CCI radio show. Stay tuned. The show begins in just a matter of moments. Right, Bobby D?
That's right.
Thanks again for joining us. We're happy that you are here. And a couple things we want to make sure that not only do you have a chance to watch our show today, but you can go back and watch some of our previous segments. Like yesterday, Bobby D had a very good segment on cooking fun with Mrs. Covage. Very tasty. Of course, all the things are always tasty. But if you don't know what that is, go back and watch it. It was a very, very delightful, very tasty episode. Is always
so silly.
Also on our audio side, tomorrow morning you're up.
Oh,
for Gospel Excellence.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Just sprung it on you.
I guess I have some work to do, huh?
Yeah, just sprung it on you.
I think so. Okay.
So, you are up next with Gospel Excellence for tomorrow morning for the CCI Radio Show audio podcast. So make sure you guys tune in and have some fun with Bobby D, the best gospel music and praise tomorrow.
Okay. Sounds good.
It'll be posted on SoundCloud. Was it Buzzsprout?
Okay.
Yeah, Buzzsprout.
Buzz, B-U-Z-Z, like
Buzz, like bzz,
okay.
Buzzsprout.
Okay.
And Podbean.
Podbean. Okay.
Yeah, so make sure you tune in for that. So anyway, we have a wonderful guest. we can call her a friend because, we had so much time with her and we met her for the very first time back at the with Festival of Books.
Yes.
Back in this past May, this past May.
Yes.
And not only that, but she is also the part of our magazine, this current edition of our magazine, Pandemic Press Media Magazine. So make sure that you go get your copy of that if you haven't done so already. And not only that, she has a very wonderful book out there, The Aether Awakens.
Yes.
And I'll tell you what, don't you just love that cover?
I know, it's so awesome.
I can't draw. And if
Listen,
I was able to draw like that, that is like
anything.
The most unique. And I've said this before. This is the most unique design cover. It just makes you just want to go get this book.
That's right. That's right.
And it is very cool. So make sure you go get that. But anyway, we are going to bring our special guest returning to the CCI radio show. Get some claps.
Yay!
Get some cheers.
Ooh!
We're going to bring in our friend CG Wynn back to the show.
Hey, how are you?
I am so excited.
So are we.
Well, you look lovely. I love the burgundy in your hair.
I was just noticing
the burgundy background.
Yeah, we've been on a roll lately. Got the room colored, got the hair colored. We're feeling this. No.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Thank you.
We get ours done too. I like that color.
I do. Yes, I do.
Then again, we can do that.
I thought life is too short to not have the colors you want around you. So we went for fuchsia and we're
amen to that. That's so true. That is so true.
You already got a good morning from Danetta. She says, good morning to you, CG.
Oh, good morning.
Yeah, she was actually one of the ones happy to see you coming back on the show. I know kill me because she probably didn't want me to say it. But anyway, I ratted her out. But anyway, Danetta was so happy. And, a lot of our viewers are just happy to, have you back. And Danetta, your hair is fire.
Oh, thank you. Clearly, again, fire seems to be the theme here, No.
That's it.
I'm so happy to be back. You guys are amazing. I was so excited when you invited me. I'm like, oh yes, hands down, no question.
Well, you always have a spot here on the show. Don't be a stranger. We can always direct message each other. Say, hey, how's it going? Did you do this and that? Of course, that's what I like to do to keep up on our guests and who we consider not just acquaintances but friends.
Yeah.
Well, we will definitely too have to make sure that we keep an eye on each other about the book festival anyway to find out. Are we? Have we all been accepted or what?
Right. So we can sell at that table again. We were on fire. So we want to do that.
We were doing our thing. I was mad about the rain though. I was mad about that rain.
Yeah. Well, you were on fire. I was just there.
Hey, support roles. Come on.
That's exactly right.
We do have support. My husband, right? He was there too.
Yeah, he was terrific. He was terrific, and he was doing everything. So
gotta have each other's back. We got this.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Another cool couple.
That's it. So how are things going with the book? And we know that there was also a second part emerging. So tell us a little bit about what's happening.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. I did a couple promotions this year and got some really nice downloads and got some good reviews and stuff. So that's going really well. And the second book, The Aether Unravels, is coming out in May before the book festival. So we'll be there at the book festival.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm super excited about that.
Nice.
So yeah.
I definitely want my copy, and I have to have it.
Oh yeah.
Signed.
Yeah. No, we're gonna spray the edges again too. Whatever color you want, let me know. We got this.
Need my purple. Need my purple.
So The Ether Awakens and the Ether Unravels. Now, how did you come with the name The Ether Unravels? I definitely want to know that.
Yeah. So, I think the first book is really about the main character, Ophira, kind of rediscovering herself and purpose and what she actually wants out of life when she's been told what she should be doing and what she should be her entire existence, right?
Yeah.
And so the Aether Unravels is really about her coming into her role as this powerful paladin, right? Of just really owning who she is and making those decisions. But I think, as a lot of strong women know, that process damages some things too, right? And it can make you lose some friendships and lose some things along the way. And so that's why I kind of came up with the Aether Unravels, because she's unraveling, but to be woven into something better, right?
Yes. Oh my
Nice.
goodness. I look forward to seeing that one.
Get that right.
Oh, that is amazing. And so, well, of course, we don't want to give anything away. We don't want to give anything away about
we're not going to do
the
that.
thing, because once the book, well, maybe we should find out do you have an exact May date for the book? Maybe I should say it that way.
Yes, I do. So I'm a weirdo. I'm fully happy to admit this. Okay, so the first book I published on 3/20/23, which is the same forwards and backwards. So I'm gonna do 5/20/25, so that it's the same forwards and backwards again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I forgot what they call that. I forgot what they
yeah,
call it.
I'm blanking too. I'm like,
I forgot what they call it.
CG Wynn Day.
Wait. That's right. That'll be CG Wynn Day. That's no. It's wait, I'm gonna look it up, because because I was like all into. Remember, like last year, and I started buying like all those T-shirts that have like the it's gonna drive me crazy.
I understand. I want to know too, because I'm blanking so hard on it, because I'm like, I know what that's called, but
Yeah, if
you're looking for something, Bobby, we'll find it.
I'm gonna find it.
Looking at the comments here, Danelis' family at this point, she says, congratulations to you, CG, for that, for the soon to be released second book. And she said, no spoilers.
That's right. Okay, let me see. Numbers the same, and for Palindrome.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
Palindrome. That's it.
And I should have remembered that with Paladin as like the main, and I knew that because I was all like, everything's fitting in here. This is perfect. The universe is speaking, and now,
yes. I'm like, I know it was something like something somewhat simple, but maybe not. I'm like, yes. Palindrome. So that I absolutely
you have that
love that.
Shirt. I should have realized that.
Well, I think we have a couple of them actually.
Yeah, you do.
But that's the only bad thing, because you could technically only wear it once, really. Technically. However, last year in April, there were a ton of Palindrome days. There were like a ton of them. There was like April whatever in the first week, and then like the last 2 weeks were like, I'm like, oh, okay, yes, I could keep on there. So yes, I love that. I love the fact that it's a palindrome thing happening. I love that.
It's all love here.
Absolutely.
And speaking of, good morning, Summer Rae.
Good morning, Summer Rae. Thank you for joining us today. We are. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, actually, you can say that.
I was going to say we are talking to CG Wynn, and she is the author of The Aether Awakens, and soon to be a second book. That is correct. The Aether Unravels. So I'm very excited. I don't know. Like, it's really. I love the awakening and the unraveling. I don't know. I'm just very excited.
Are you already thinking about a third one?
Oh yeah, got that half done, outlined, like got the title for that one. Like,
okay, we won't. We won't. Okay,
no.
We won't press the issue.
Yeah, no, we're working one book at a time. That's the fun part about having a full-time job on top of trying to do this.
Because all you really can do is what you can do, really. With a full-time job. and trying to write as well. So
Yup. Yup. Yup.
Speaking of full-time job, I have to admit the photo that we used for your cover for the magazine, that was like genius.
So cute. So cute.
Oh,
And we were
I
like, okay, which one? I don't know. Because, we always ask for, at least 3, so we can work. It's like, okay, which one? I don't know. And it was so funny. Sam, I'm like, I don't know. I'm not really sure. What do you think? And like, he was really focused on that one. He was like, no, I really love this because it really shows her personality and it's like really super fun.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay. I'm like, but this is really cute. Like her as a little baby. And he's like, no, that's cute too. He goes, but this one, right? I'm like, really? So then I'm like trying to like kind of like mess with the cover and I'm like, you're right, sir. You're right. You're right. You're right.
It just fit. I mean, you have any other way.
I love it. I love it.
No, I appreciate it. That was my first day teaching immunology. And I was trying to pump myself up. And so I'm like, I'm going to make this really beautiful background and I'm going to be like, yes, immunology is great. And so I'm just like, I'm going to snap a selfie of myself, like getting pumped to teach. So I'm glad.
That was really cool.
Not? I love it. I love it. And of course, speaking of teaching, how are your young people doing with their
learning?
They're great. Honestly, I think that I call it my soapbox. I'm going to get on my soapbox a second here and say that my first year of teaching, I was so nervous and I was so like, well, what do they want? What do they need? What do they like? That I kind of lost myself and things didn't go as smoothly as I had hoped they would, right? But the last 2 years, and especially this year, I've just been very much like, you know what, I'm just going to be me up here. I'm going to teach how I teach. And, obviously students can come to me, talk to me if you have any problems. And when I say this year has been phenomenal, like we have so much fun in class, like we're learning a lot. Someone said my class is difficult, but entertaining. And I'm like, and that's how it should be, right? We're challenging ourselves, but we should want to be here. And so we're still celebrating Black History Month this month, talking about Black immunologists.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's been really, it's been wonderful. I love teaching. I really do.
Yay.
Now, you two should collaborate on something.
Well, CG's students are much older than mine.
I said you two should collaborate on something.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like in the teaching thing. Okay.
Well,
I was gonna
I'll
say
let you two talk,
They do make immunology books for like toddlers, which I found recently someone published like on antibodies and vaccines. And I was like, oh yeah, great, teach it. Yeah, it's I'll have to send you a link. No.
Yeah, please send me the link. I always really want my little ones to learn, like, okay, so totally like off the cuff here a little bit, but like,
yes,
yes, for the little ones, like that is just, I'm like,
fantastic.
I need that. Yes, I need that.
I snatched that book the other day.
No,
from you.
No. And then, no, sir.
Well, like the movie, I was like, I'm going to snatch this book.
And then the cool thing though about it, because you never know. Look where it came from.
Oh.
Scholastic. So
yeah.
That's awesome.
What? Like Scholastic?
That is truly awesome.
So super excited. So yes, please. If you have any, I'm all for it. Because little ones need to know about that.
They do.
Nope. They need to know about like why we need our vaccines and probably why we need to keep our little germs at home when we're not feeling well.
Right. Oh man, germs are, I always thought that like little kids were like stickier than big kids, but like no, they're just all spreading all over I'm like, you gave me flu. No.
Yes. That's so true. They're oh my gosh, right now, and because it's colder and everybody's inside. Get outside to let those germs fly.
Just spray the kid down.
Spray they're
grab the Lysol, spray the kid down.
We might get in a little bit of trouble with spraying the kids down, but you can spray yourself though.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Put a barrier on you.
Put a barrier of Lysol.
Oh yeah.
you know.
And masks. Oh man, I have like a stock in masks, like
Yes,
and I'm
yes,
just like, you know what? When in doubt, here we go. Like,
yes,
Mhm.
yes, because they're
Nothing
all
wrong with it.
they're so
yeah.
sweet, but they're so sticky and
Yeah.
sick. And everybody, my whole
Sticky.
class last week, everybody was just a challenge. I'm like, oh.
Sticky.
And the worst part about the little ones, they're not used to doing
Mm-hmm.
that yet. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, great.
Right.
Thank you for sneezing on my hand. That's exactly what I want. Thank you
Yep.
very much. Thank you. Excuse me. I'm gonna wash my hands now.
It's important for teaching all across the board.
All across the board.
Roll into the comments real quick.
Oh, sure,
Hey, good morning,
absolutely.
Robert.
Oh,
Good,
hello,
good to have you
Robert.
here,
Good
sir.
morning.
Welcome
Good
aboard.
morning.
Glad to have you here. And I think we had a question here too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Danetta has a question for you, CG. She says, "Do you see this becoming a movie? We know people."
Well,
Oh,
Interesting
that's
that
funny. You should
oh,
we
say
know
that.
people because
Yes,
we have a wizard
we have
in the
a
house.
screenwriter that just happened to pop up here.
oh, yay.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I think I have to be totally honest. I entered into this whole writing situation very much just like I just want to write and I'm gonna have fun with it. And then my friends and spouse were like, "Hey, you should maybe think about publishing that." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I'll do it." So I hadn't thought about it becoming a movie, but if you say, "Have you thought about it becoming a movie?" I'm immediately like, I could think about, I could think about that.
I love it. I love that. Yes. Well,
Yeah.
Robert, listen, I mean, we can get you CG's information if that sounds like we could get you her book if you would like to.
If you two would like to collaborate,
Absolutely. We could get you her book. You could check it out, see what you think. I'm sure it would be great for a movie, or a short film. I mean, I don't, but not those short films we were watching. Okay, so let me just since we got a thing about films and movies. We were
we saw
was,
two bad short films that were like one was like 10 minutes, one was
it
like
was
12 minutes, and we probably never should have watched them.
but
And
wait, well, since Robert is here, what is really, I mean, I guess it doesn't have to do with the time frame, but
well, he said he might have to go quickly too.
Well, I mean, what I mean is I would assume that the length of a film would constitute whether it's considered a short film or a movie, right? Like, wouldn't it have to be I mean, I don't know. Like for me, at least an hour and 15 minutes could be a movie.
All I know is like those two things we watched, they weren't even thriller worthy. I mean, you know how thriller is like 10, 15 minutes.
Are you being judgmental here, sir?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Well, we're being okay. All right.
Yeah,
thank you for being honest.
Yeah, they were really bad. I mean, it's like we watched it and then this so-called plot didn't happen until like the last 2 minutes of it. And we're like, what just happened here?
Well,
and it wasn't even. You can't even call it a plot. It just kind of fell off.
But did they call it But didn't they call it a movie? And it was like 10 minutes or something like that.
That's what Netflix called it.
It was a movie, though, right? They called it a movie.
It was like a 10-minute, literally 10 to 12 minutes. There were two of them like that.
But I feel like 10 minutes is not a movie. Like 10 minutes is like a.
I tend to agree, but I have a funny story about this because my spouse is from the Midwest, right? Yes. And some of the terminology is like a little different out there. And so when we first met, he was like, "Hey, do you want to watch a show together?" And when I hear show, I think 20-minute, 30-minute, right? Like series, something. I'm like, cool. And I show up and he's got like Lord of the Rings on. I'm like, this is like a 3-hour movie. Like, that's a show? Like, but like, it was like, interchangeably. I'm like, oh.
I agree. Okay. I agree. Like, it's a show, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't mind because I'm like, oh, I could spend 3 hours with you now instead of 20 minutes. But okay, cool.
No, that part, I like that part. But it's like, but you said a show, like a show, 30 minutes, like you
I
know,
had, yeah,
tops.
the terminology. I feel like it's changing now, especially with like TikTok and things, like
That's a good point. That's a good point. Because I'm like, is this really considered a film? Like,
I know, right?
if you think about it, like you started, and what if you like walked away for like a moment and now it's gone? Like, it's, oh, it's
yeah.
over. Like the credits are rolling. I just started it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't know.
I agree with you. So
I don't know. I don't know.
I'll see if there's some more
Oh,
comments
sure.
here.
Yes.
I
Yes.
see the Netta says Sam Wentz is 10 minutes back, reclaiming my time. and then she says, Lord of the Rings, Titanic. Make sure
ooh.
you have a diaper on. Yeah.
See, that's the joy of watching movies at home. You can pause, go do
That's
your thing, come back. Love it. I
exactly.
love the home theater. It's
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
What's the longest movie you and I have ever watched?
Actually, I think Titanic is the longest movie I've
Really?
ever watched, next to maybe Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Maybe Philadelphia.
Of
Yeah,
course,
maybe
Malcolm
Philadelphia.
X is long.
Oh yeah, Malcolm X. Yeah, that's a long one.
Gone with the Wind is long.
I don't know if I've actually
With the
seen
Sound of
that.
Music is actually long.
Yeah,
It can be long.
that is long too.
Mary Poppins, I think, is a little long.
A little bit.
Yeah,
but I like Mary Poppins. But
yeah,
anyway, but anyway, I digress.
And Robert says hello to CG.
Oh, please say hello to CG.
We got you. We got you, Robert. Yeah, even for a short time, we're happy you popped in today. We know you've been trying to make all that money and make me look bad. But anyway,
so silly. Oh my goodness gracious.
Anyway,
so
I know we asked you this question before, but inquiring minds want to know again. How did you come up with the title of your first book?
Yeah. Excuse me. So honestly, I'm a kind of I have a very neurodivergent brain, right? And so I'm constantly wheels are just constantly going, and it's like, try this, and then something just sticks, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I one of like the main powers kind of in the universe of the book is the Aether, and it's this power that the main character Ophira like uses, and I think kind of reflecting back on me wheeling and then picking. I realized that for me, I spent a really long time completely defined by my career. Like my power, what I did was me, and they were like interchangeable. And after COVID, when I started writing, I was really kind of trying to like redefine myself as to like, well, who am I? What am I? And a lot of that was channeled into that first book. And so it was kind of this idea of the Aether is like this power, and it's like awakening in her that isn't what she was before, what like she was defined as before. And so that was what got that started. And then moving forward with the next book, The Aether Unravels, I wanted to keep the theme of the Aether like as like my series title. And then I realized, wow, this third word here, that's really easy to interchange here and add into like the one word theme of like the book. And so that's
very exciting. Oh, I love that. Yeah. And I love the fact that there is a third also brewing
in the works.
I love that. I love that.
So
then I'm curious, like, how far could this series go? What's your thought on that?
Good question.
Like I said, my brain just goes, and it's usually up to my husband to say like, okay, hold on, just take a breath and like consider. So right now, but that's the beauty of writing, right? No harm, no foul. I just type it out and we'll see what happens, right? So so right now I have 5 books planned kind of for this series, one of which it's kind of it's going to be released later in the series, but it will be a prequel to another character that's actually introduced in this second book, who I'm like madly in love with. Like I love her. Her name's Keela. Not giving anything away, just she's going to
Give it
She's
away.
like my new spotlight, like strong woman, character. So
Nice.
I really want to give her background because it's really complex and wonderful. And so I want to write a one part of the series on that, on her kind of backstory. But otherwise, yeah, five for this one. I also have a sci-fi book going right now that I'm hoping to query after the summer, because as much as I love indie publishing, I'm just like, well, why not just try and see what happens and go from there. So
I say go for it.
Nice.
I say go for it. That'll be
Sky's the limit.
fantastic. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. But then again, you do know some publishers already. I mean,
I do.
maybe you don't even have to go through all of that extra stuff.
That would be wonderful. No, I think that's the part that honestly, as like okay, so right, I have my PhD in microbiology and immunology, right? I have been in a lab, I've been doing brain, like intellectual things for my whole life. I cannot figure out marketing for my life. I'm like this is like uh an enigma. I have no idea. Like it does not logically compute in my brain. And so that is where I've been trying to learn.
Yes, I get it. I get it.
Yeah. So that's where I'm like, okay.
This one is definitely the marketing person here. So
yeah,
I could see that.
People that dabble into journalism, communications, marketing.
Love it. Yes. Good friends.
Yes. I love it. I see Robert has this.
Yeah, after he said about saying hello to CG. Okay, he was just talking about how he misses everybody. And I see right before that, the next said I was on a date at the theater watching Titanic. Awkward.
What?
Maybe because it was long.
Oh,
she couldn't get out of it. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh yeah, maybe.
But,
yeah, that would be a bit awkward. I would imagine. That would be.
Yeah.
If you're not having any fun, that's true.
Well, she didn't say she wasn't having fun, but she said awkward. I'm assuming it was probably long and just like I really don't want to be here. But yeah, we were having a ball here today. CG Wynn, the CCI radio show, Sam C and Bobby D. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, make sure you go ahead and do so. And did it take you long to write your first book?
Yes and no. It's like one of those things, right? Everyone you talk to, everyone's like, oh, I wrote a book in like 6 months. And I'm like, what? And then other people are like, it took me 10 years. And I'm like, what? And so it's insane. It's insane. It felt like a long time. So I started writing during the COVID shutdown because I was shut out of the lab, couldn't go to work, couldn't, do stuff. And I'm a very type A person. And I'm like, I need something to do stuck in my house. What are things I can do in my house? Well, I can write. I haven't written fantasy, sci-fi in a long time. I've been in scientific writing for the last, 10 years at that point. And so I was just kind of like, well, let's try a new skill. And when I tell you it was rough at first, it was bad because creative writing and scientific writing are so different. And it was a lot to get back into it. So it took me, I published it in 2023. So I would say it took 3 years from conception of, this is the story I want to write. This is how I'm going to start writing it to, okay, I feel comfortable putting this out in the world. That said, I still go back and read my book and cringe at some points where I'm like, oh, I could have made that better. I could have spent more time on that. And so that's why I've been taking my time with the second book. Because I feel like I got the skills down now, like to where I'm very comfortable with it. And I want to make it as the best it can be. And I'm finally feeling very confident about that. So.
And it's so easy though to criticize yourself. You know what I mean? That's just I guess that's just a human thing. Like, oh, I could have. Why didn't I do that better? Or whatever. I actually got some T-shirts made of the book that I had out at the thing, the Mrs. Covage's Teaching Diaries, and I wore the T-shirt the other day to the school at the community center. So those kids are a little older than my preschoolers.
Mhm.
They can read, and they're like, Mrs. Covage, what is that? What is that supposed to be? And I see your name on the thing, so I explained what it was. Like, oh, that's the book cover. And I'm like, like, that is the book cover. Yes. Like, well, what does it mean? So here I am in this long, okay, so the reason why I chose the cover and it looks like this is because one of the preschoolers drew this picture. It's about, it's about you young people. So that's why I went with and it was like literally totally lost, lost on them, which is, but
they didn't get the concept.
No, but like you, I look back like, oh, maybe I could have, I could have expanded a little bit on that story, but oh well, it's out there. Oh well, it's out there now. But
no. But I mean, got to be proud of it, right? And I think this is the joy of having friends in the community, because it's like, I'm so not kind to myself, but I'll tell you right now, like, yeah, no, it's beautiful because it's you, right? It's you putting yourself out there. I can't tell myself that, but I'll tell you that.
That's exactly right. That's exactly like, oh my gosh, what I did was a disaster, but oh my gosh, I love what you did. That was fantastic. That was fantastic. Oh my gosh, like, oh gosh, why didn't I do that? I should have done that.
That is so
no,
but it's so true. So, yes, you've written a first, awesome book. The second one, I'm so excited that it's like a palindrome type situation. I love that. And I just know that it too is going to be so successful, so successful. It was, I was so happy for you, like how many were just like, and I absolutely have to say this. I love the fact that those young girls that ran up to you when we were standing there and they were talking about, oh my goodness, you were there last year. And it was just, I'm like, how sweet is that? That is just, I'm like, she has fans. Yes. I love it. Oh my God.
You talk about a Kodak moment. That would have just been, I should have got up and took a picture of this because it was so cool.
I wish you would have, because I was like all in the moment with them too. Like, like, this is so cute. They like absolutely love CG. It was so like, oh my gosh, and you were here last year. I remember you were here. And oh my goodness, will you sign this? And I was like, okay, Bobby, stop. Like, stop. And I'm like, okay, I'm absolutely gonna cry because that was so sweet.
Like Rockstar.
Yes. Our status. I loved it.
I appreciate that so much, because I think as someone who does, how do I say this? I'm hypercritical of myself. It's like, it's so hard to focus on like the positive moments. So, I do remember that. Yes. And it means so much to me. But then, I'm also in the mindset of like, oh, next year I have to do this better and I have to do this better. And so like, I really appreciate that, because it's so important, especially right now, to remember the good positive things. And it's hard putting yourself out there. That's all.
Yeah, it's hard, and especially, as you, well, not only to sell yourself, but, as CG says, it's something personal. It's something that you wrote, and it's something that, comes from your heart. Right. It's just, something that you saw that you thought should be recorded. You know what I mean? Like all these little crazy things with the kids, that was my whole thing. Like, somebody should write this down, that kind. So when you're writing and you're coming up with a concept for these things, and now you're putting yourself out there, it is hard to be like, okay, now somebody's really gonna like dog me for this. Like somebody's really gonna, I don't really want to hear it, but I guess I'm gonna have to hear it. But oftentimes, more often than not, people are very positive and give very lovely reviews and critiques and aren't nasty. Like you're expecting, oh my gosh, they're gonna say something nasty. And then here we've got these sweet young ladies running up like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. It was just the sweetest, like my favorite moment of the whole time. The whole time.
Yeah. I was taken back on out. Like, were you, wait a minute, were you, yeah, you were just coming back, I think. Yeah, I think you went somewhere.
Maybe.
You were looking for somebody or something. Then
maybe. But then by the time I came back.
Yeah, you saw it.
And it was just so sweet. It was just the sweetest thing.
I was like, look at this little land right here. Like, this is pretty cool. There's about 10 girls here. I was like, and they were just standing there like in a little train line here. It just, you know.
It was so sweet.
That was sweet.
Thing. So I want to see that again. Like, so they better put, I did put a little note on the thing, like, if CG Wynn does,
we need a table together.
Like, we just need the table together. Like,
if we're not, we'll barter with whoever's there. We'll be like, here, we'll trade you to switch spots with us. Like,
that's a good idea. Yeah. Actually, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
They don't.
Like, what's it going to take for me to switch spots with you?
That's a good idea.
I mean, y'all inspired me to bring candy next time. I'm like, I need candy. Why don't I have candy here?
and you inspired me. I love those bookmarks. They were like, I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna have to come up with some. like CG came up with some awesome bookmarks. I love them. Like, what can I do to make? So see, we're inspiring one another.
We
love it.
That's the beauty of it.
Love that.
See, it was destined.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be. It was meant to be.
It was
meant to be. So
I agree.
I'm so excited about this next one, and I'm so excited about your new book. And so tell us the date again, because I want everybody to make sure they get it. And how can they get it signed if they're not able to come out to the book fair? So,
right now, my first book is still available on Amazon, on Kindle, on I published through Ingram Spark, so you can, and it's up for distribution, so you can get it from thriftbooks.org. I love thriftbooks.org. That's been like my go-to for buying books lately.
Very nice. Very nice.
But I'm going to be publishing the next book through bookshop.org. And so both the ebook and the paperback. And so I'm going to be updating my website with that, because I'll be having my own bookshop on there, because I do want to start selling them on my own, which means that we can get the signed copies out to people that way. And I'm also like, I have like little gift bags and goodies and stuff like that, because I got all the crafts going, you know, and so I want to start selling the books on my own now, instead of relying on a mass distributor, because I have to just like preface this with anyone that's here that is interested in self-publishing. So I self-publish through Amazon, which a lot of people do. But I noticed this year that my book had gone up like 40% in price without me having done anything. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, oh my gosh, my paperback, which is usually $18.99, was on sale for like $35. And I'm like, no one's going to pay $35 for a paperback. Like, what's happening? And so I emailed them, no answers, nothing. They're just like, oh, yep, sorry. And then they like drop the price back down to what I set it to. But it upset me that they could just change the price of my book without any input from me whatsoever. So that's why I'm pursuing selling my own books now. It's going to be a little extra work, but I was just like, this is so unfair. If someone paid $35 for this one, that they should not be. So.
Right. You can set your own price. Get it. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. And that is interesting. I do notice that Amazon, because Lulu.com is who we use as a distributor, and Lulu will distribute, they'll distribute it for us like everywhere, which is great. But like you said, if let's just say we're the ones that are selling the Aether, the Aether Awakens, and we're like, okay, we want it to be we put it in as $18.99, plus tax, whatever taxes and fees you need to do that, but it's $18.99. And we'll turn around and we'll look at Amazon, and like you said, it'll be like $50. Like,
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wait. We set the price on lulu.com as $18.99. What is going on here? So we've noticed that as well. So
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's been a ride. So yeah, I think my website is the easiest place to like find the links, because that's where I'm updating the most, but social media, all that stuff. And always just email me. I'll mail them out. I don't care. I mean, like, I'm like, we'll figure this out. I got Square. We'll figure something out. But yeah.
I love that.
They said, wow, price gouging.
Yes.
She also
do.
Danita also said, I'll come and make those people switch so y'all can be at the same table.
That's exactly right. I know.
Back up.
Yeah.
Yes, we might have to do some little, I don't know, like some little switching around or something. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I'm very curious as to what this, especially my little note, like if CG Wynn,
yes,
if she has applied, can you please put us near each other? I mean,
I think we were trying to say that so many words and trying to be like,
no, that's what I put.
Hopefully. Okay.
I mean, ask and you shall receive, right? So
yeah, no, it's a definite no if you don't ask. That's what I tell my students all the time. I'm like, it's a guaranteed no if you don't ask. So just ask.
True. That's a good.
And it saw me and said, forget it.
Stop it.
Because they didn't get back to me or you, right?
Not yet. No, we haven't heard anything yet. So
not yet.
We'll see.
They probably saw the name and said, I don't want to talk to them.
Stop it. So you've given some awesome advice about how to kind of keep an eye on that price gouging situation.
Mm-hmm.
What other advice would you give to somebody who is trying to get started? Would you advise them to try indie writing first, or
I think my advice to anyone doing anything is know what you want out of it before you go into it. And I think that helps determine which path you want to take. So for me, I wanted to write. I didn't want someone to tell me what to do. I'm kind of like that all the time. So I immediately went the indie author route, because I was just like, I don't want someone telling me how to change this, what I need to add to it, because I'm not looking for something to be sellable. I'm looking for a way for me to express myself. And that's why I went the indie author route. I will say the learning curve was steep. There was a lot of things that I did not know that I had to find out. So my number one advice, buy your own ISBNs.
Yes.
So
yes.
That was kind of something that, Amazon and a lot of these other like publishers, they kind of dangle out there, like self-publishers, I should say, of like, oh, we'll give you a free ISBN. And for someone, that's trying to publish themselves, like anywhere you can save money is great, but they keep the rights to sell your book. And so what that means is you can't sell it anywhere else. It has to be through them with that ISBN or bust. But if you provide your own, then it's yours and you can do what you want with it, sell it where you want, which is why, again, like I'm able to pull my books from Amazon and put them somewhere else. Whereas if I had taken Amazon's ISBN, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I think that relying on your friends and family, finding a support system. So it doesn't even have to be friends and family. There's writing groups, there's online groups, Discord, anything is huge, because you're always scared to put yourself out there. So it's great if you can do it with people you feel safe with, and go from there. But I think in the age of AI, which as a professor, I have a love-hate relationship with AI.
I get that.
Right. Right. Like it helps me do some parts of my job so much more efficiently, but kind of takes all the humanity away from it, which is sad. So
Yes.
I think that what my personal opinion of what we're going to see is that people are going to start looking for the flaws again because we don't want perfection, right? We don't like, you don't love a perfect character. You love a flawed character that changes. And so I think people are looking for the not perfect. And that's what humans are. And so just write what you would read, what you want, what you feel, and see what happens.
Yes, I love that.
That's definitely good advice.
That is great advice.
Great advice. Speaking of, I see some comments here.
Okay.
Yeah, Danetta's agreeing. She says, right, know what you want, excuse me, and make sure there is a passion in what you're doing. And Summer Rae says, I'm writing a book now.
Oh.
And she says, I learned to buy my own ISBNs. And she said, it's very important.
That's true.
Yes.
She loves that advice.
All right.
Yeah, good for you, Summer. We can't wait to see what you have coming out, too.
Yeah, for sure.
Make sure you let us know what's going on. Maybe we can.
Is it called Mind Your Business? Well, there's a reason why.
Summer Rae is also here in Pittsburgh, like we are, and she's actually an artist. She's a singer. So yes. So I'm very curious to hear about this new book. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll have to put Summer with us on our little book area.
Oh yeah, we'll have so much room at the table. Yes, we have to. Yeah,
we'll spread all of our our 3 books out and have our candy and our bookmarks and all of our little things.
And see, then you can see you have 3 different styles of books there, right? One of these books is not like the other, and it probably won't do well at all because they'll probably be like, "Who's these 2 people? Like they're back again? I can't get rid of."
Oh my goodness, he's terrible. He is terrible.
I'll say this, and again, this is something I tell my students all the time. If you feel out of place, that's exactly where you belong, because it means that you needed to be there. So if you feel like people don't want you there, that's exactly where you should be. So you better go back and sell that book because it means it needs to be there.
Yeah. I'm always a wise guy. I always got to say something. I got to say something smart once on the show. Bobby knows that. Of course, I say something smart when we're not on the shows.
That's true. That's the truth.
I wouldn't be me if I didn't say at least 1 or 2 things smart. That's what makes me.
That's why we're friends. That's why we're all friends.
Listen, Summer Rae says, I'll be there with bells on. And then Danetta said, that would be a great title. Mind Your Business. That's her song.
That's true. Mm-hmm. Mind Your Business is her song. So that would be a good title. That would be a great title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is.
Okay. Do you think that you would like to collaborate? Maybe not necessarily in this particular series, because you already have it planned out, which I absolutely love that. That it's already planned out. But maybe on a different style or genre of story or.
Oh yeah, always. I'm always up for. Everything wonderful comes from collaboration. So yes, always. And when I say I have too many ideas for my brain to compute, yes, that's why collaboration is great. You need someone else to help you rain them down and bring it together. So yeah, I'm always down for collaborations. Always.
I love that. I know there's always some type of story running through, when you're a writer, there's always things running. Oh, yeah. I really could write about that, couldn't I?
That's the journalist in you.
That's the truth. That's so true. Mm-hmm. It's very true. You just need the time, you just need to find the time. That's another thing too. I wanted to ask you, how do you find the time with a full-time job?
A lot of caffeine. A lot of caffeine.
she is working literally all the time. So where are you getting these extra hours that I don't have? Because
Yeah, it's a lot. I think for me, again, in this years of soul searching, I started to kind of really pare down activities that drain energy from me and activities that bring energy to me. And writing brings me energy. And so it doesn't feel like work when I'm doing that. It doesn't feel like it's costing me anything. It's like it feels like going to the movies or going and doing something really fun. And so for me, it's, you know, I literally sleep with my laptop next to my bed so that I'm like, I wake up and I'm like, oh, I have an idea. Let me write this down real quick, you know, or um, so, you know, I think if you're doing something that you're passionate about and that you love, it doesn't feel like work. And so that it doesn't take quite as much energy. Like I'm taking pottery classes on top of all this too, because I just wanted to learn something new while I'm doing all these things. And so it is exhausting. I will say I'm tired, but that's what summer break is for, which is why I love teaching again, because I can have a breather and recuperate.
That's a good point.
Wow.
That's a very good point. You do need a break.
See, things that bring us energy, and I'm sure you would agree with this, is, you know, you have your normal 9-to-5 job, and then, you know, on weekends we do something fun, like we're doing this podcast right now. You know, we have great viewers that show up in the comments, and you know, they love and support us. We love and support them, and we just say thank you for that. You know, and just on the side, just whenever we have time, like you said, how are we finding time for this stuff too? You know, we have these little other segments of the CCI radio show, like Bobby's finding the time to do a cooking segment. I'm trying to
I have
find
no idea how, but anyway.
But anyway, she's doing, you know, cooking segment. I'm doing a critic segment. You know, you're doing an etiquette class segment. I'm missing a critique segment, like either me or you. A Tuesday talk segment, and yeah, like I said, we just have a lot of fun. We find time to do stuff.
Yes,
that's true.
Yes, yeah. I heard this really, like, I don't know who said it, and so I apologize. Like it was like some internet meme quote kind of thing, but it was this concept that like we have to stop saying I can't. Like when there's like time, like, oh, I can't, I don't have time for that. I can't, because that kind of takes your power away from making an active choice of like, actually, no, I'm going to spend my time doing this. Or I'm going to let this go in favor of something else. And so I've been trying really hard to be like, no, you know what? Yeah, it's a lot of work, but I'm choosing to do that. And it's great. And it's fun. Just like you guys do so much, but like clearly you love it and you're passionate about it. And that's what's important.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it. Oh yeah, even doing an audio podcast too. That's another thing. You know, like honestly, I agree with everybody. How do you find time to? You know, people ask you that all the time.
I have no idea.
You know, I don't know.
I like CG. Just don't sleep. I guess.
Just don't sleep. It's like, okay, we're just gonna do this now. What are we doing? Okay, we have to be somewhere for a few hours. Okay, boom, let's do this now.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Make time.
Now, how did you separate those things that you realized weren't giving you the proper energy, you know, that you needed to kind of, you know, create? I guess that's the best way to say it. And you know, what were those things? Because that, I'm sure that would be very helpful to others, because maybe it's like, okay, I've been watching, you know, 3 hours of, you know, whatever, or I'm on Facebook for, you know, too long and I fall down the rabbit hole. You know, how did you realize, you know, this is really not giving me the energy and the power?
Yeah. I think so much of it is okay. So again, as part of my neurodivergencies, I have pathological demand avoidance, where if something feels like a demand, I instantly just don't want to do it. Like my sisters make fun of me all the time because they'll be like, you have to watch the show. And I'm like, that is a guaranteed way for me to never watch that show.
Oh, no.
because it's just like, you're like, you have to do it, right? So,
Lacey, do you have to? Oh no, no thanks.
but I started taking that and really, really thinking about it. I'm like, what are aspects of my life that feel like a demand and not like something that I want to be contributing to and want to be a part of and want to see or think. And I think that for me helped a lot of just really, this sounds really morbid, but thinking to myself, if I were on my deathbed, what part of my day am I going to talk about? What part of my day am I going to remember contributing to or regretting or things like that? And I've been trying to live like that day to day. And honestly, it's been really fulfilling. And, obviously, like, right, if we knew the world was ending tomorrow, like, I wouldn't be going to work or anything. So obviously it's not a total, it doesn't work all the time.
I work all the time. No more work.
Yeah. But I think that it comes back to that knowing what you want out of something is like the most powerful, I think, thing anyone can do. It's knowing what they want out of something, someone, a situation, anything, and then approaching it from that, I think, is important. And so that's how I've been kind of sussing things out is, am I getting anything out of this? I mean, money is good, yes, but
yes, we definitely need some money. No, we need to have our money. So.
Yes. But what else is it providing to me, and what else am I giving back? And that's just kind of how I've been operating on all my endeavors.
Well, that is a great way to go, though. That's a great way to kind of flush out the things. I got into a conversation at work with the folks I work with at the community center, and I don't even know how it came up, but it was basically like this, like, well, what, like, even 10 years ago, what were we doing that, because somebody was, I spent all my time on Facebook, and I'd look up and it was 3 hours later and I didn't get dinner done and I didn't do. And I said, but see, that's what's interesting. 10 years ago, what were we doing with said 3 hours? I'm like, were we doing something helpful, something positive? Or, like you said, were we wasting time? Were we wasting?
You were harvesting your crops.
Well, that's right. Harvest.
Well, that's another story.
Oh gosh. In other words, wasting time on Facebook, playing goofy game. But that's a fine point to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
What is it you're doing, and are you doing something positive with that time, or are you just wasting it? That's what are we doing? Are we being creative? Are we writing books and thinking in advance, or are we just, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and play this, whatever game on Facebook.
But like, kind of on that note, the idea of wasting time, I think so much of it too is like your perspective on it. Because, like, okay, so let's like pretend, right, at the book festival last year where we met, right? Let's pretend none of us sold anything. I would have never viewed that as a waste of time because we got to hang out and like spend time together, and we met, and so it's all where you're finding value in those things. I mean, I try so hard to stay away from social media because I'm a doom scroller, hands down, and there is no value in that. Like, but like, I think, building community, hanging out, like there is some benefit in, I don't want to call it wasting time, but like, of like, just chill, just interact with people. Like, in, I don't know, those connections and those relationships are more important. And I don't know. I think I think a lot of people view that as you don't. I know you don't, because we're friends.
We love hanging out, as you
right? No, exactly. But that's what I mean is like, it's like building community and friends and just, that's so important. That's why I love you guys. I always love coming on.
Love you too. We're just so excited. Make us blush. But we're just so excited that we had the opportunity to meet and hang out, and we plan to do it again.
And
like you said, we're gonna try to elbow the person. Actually, it would be cool if the lady, what was her, the one that was on the other side of us, if we ended up
Oh,
running
yeah.
Oh
into,
yeah.
can we, like if they put the three of us together, but like put her in the middle, but like, can you
Or
maybe
buttons,
move
or
over?
zippers.
Yeah.
Yeah, could you move over here?
Yeah.
Like, I'll go over
Could just
here.
play like musical chairs, all like swapping around and like.
Oh, we wouldn't want that.
We'll have to get there a little early this time and make sure, like, make sure, like, okay, where are we supposed to be? Where's CG supposed to be? Okay, so we'll just plant ourselves and be like,
Like, I didn't see your
do
name on this
you
table.
mind? Right? That's true. You could even
I
maybe
didn't see your name on this
maybe
table.
move
You know.
the name.
Mhm.
Not
Yep. Just swap the numbers around. Yeah.
I thought I was number 5.
maybe.
Nope, you're not. Yep. Number 4. There you go.
There you go. Like 4 is a good number.
Yeah,
You
see?
sit over there. That would be terrific. You know.
As long as their stuff is in there, I wouldn't move that. But,
Well, see, that's why I said we get there a little early.
Early.
But I
Early
mean,
bird.
to do that anyway, since we don't know this
area
particular setup.
yeah.
And is it supposed to be inside this time?
I don't. I think it's partially inside because I think it's in the Carnegie Library. In
Okay.
it, so it's not going to be at the seminary this year. I think they moved it to Oakland.
One of the busiest places.
Yep, I know. But they do have a lot of lawn space, so I have a feeling they'll probably put Writers Row outside again. But
outside.
But maybe this year. It'll be the 3rd year I'm doing it.
Awesome.
I'm hoping this will be the year it won't rain because the first 2 years it rained.
It won't rain. No rain. No rain.
No wind, no rain.
Well, that's true. That's true. Now, I do have another question too concerning the book festival. Did you ever think about maybe being one of the speakers there? Because I think you would be
An awesome
amazing to do that too.
Oh,
We signed up for both to see what happened.
Yeah.
see, I think you guys would be great. Yeah, I don't know if I have
Fantastic. Oh my gosh.
I don't know if I have anything to say. I
don't have anything to say.
We'd be sitting there like while if you were sitting there speaking, we'd be like, okay, questions.
I think that would be great if you did, because seriously, we could even watch the table. Like if your hubby was doing something else, because of course I'm sure he would want to see you, see your speaking. So we could sit and wait, or one of we would work it out. We would work it out.
No, I hadn't considered it like at all. I was just it's weird. I just view myself as almost like an intruder in these spaces sometimes, right? Where I'm just like, here I am, just trying to sell my fantasy book. Hi, everyone. Like,
it's me.
But I think you guys would give a great talk. I would go watch that. Yeah, 100%. So you'll have to let me know.
We signed up for both, so we'll see we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. They might be like, "Oh gosh, no, we don't want these people to talk." But but you can be on Writers Row. That's okay.
This should be really interesting to see what they come back with.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all.
I'm like, I have the same last name as Bobby, right? Because remember last year they denied me, but then they approved her, denied me, and I'm like, wait a minute, how am I being denied? And I think,
well, I wonder if it also maybe, like you said, same last name, because sometimes
same address, last name.
People probably thought we got confused or something. That's it. That's
it
people
doesn't matter.
Think you're confused.
We made it work anyway.
So, but
made it work.
It's all good.
It's
all good.
And I see looking in the comments, Danetta was agreeing with me at that. Well, not one statement. She said, I said it first. I was agreeing with him. I think she's talking about mind your business.
Oh.
And then Danetta said, I always say you will find the time to do things that you want. That's why I said having a passion for it is important.
Oh.
Yep. And she says, reclaiming my time. That is like the slogan for today.
Oh, yeah.
My time. Speaking of time, CG Wynn. Well, first of all, I want to thank you for coming back on the show. And second thing is, if you have a minute or two just to kind of chat offline, record, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And Do you have any shout outs, and is there how would people be able to get in contact with you if they wanted to purchase your book or just
Oh
contact
my.
us in general?
Well, my first shout out is to you two because I'm so happy you invited me back, and I always love being here. And yeah, it's phenomenal. You guys rock. Um, and I do have a slight update. So I am working with so one of the questions in the interview for the magazine was about who I would want to collaborate with. And I am now working with Kelly Rossi at Rogue Tattoo to help me with my cover for the next book. So very excited about that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yay! Congratulations.
So she's awesome. So we're working on that. But if anyone wants to reach me, my website has all my everything. So it's www.cgwin.com. Pretty straightforward. I have some fun lore and stuff on there if you're interested in the book, stuff like that, and links to where you can buy it, and all my social media. So I'm really active on TikTok and Instagram. Those are my two main ones. And again, the handle is c.g.win. And yeah, that's the easiest way, I guess.
Nice. I didn't know you were active on TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok's like, I have a problem. No.
I have a problem.
Well, book talk is like what got me so into like reading. I learned so much about publishing from TikTok, from other self-publishers, like indie authors, everything. So it's near and dear to my heart.
Nice. Well, once I figured out how to somehow or another, I can't seem to get back into our TikTok, so I'm going to try to figure that out. But if I do figure it out, that's why I've been on the past few days. Then we'll find you. Not stalk you, but we'll find you. We'd like to add you as a
yes. Please don't be a stalker.
On TikTok, but of course, we're all connected on Instagram, which is great. And I see Danetta says, I always enjoy CG when she is on. Wishing you continued success with your books and enjoy your weekend.
Oh.
Thank you. You too.
Yes.
That's amazing. Well, yes. So make sure you definitely hang out. Don't go anywhere. And thank you so much for coming back. And we definitely want to have you back once the new book is out there and you're ready, and then we can chat a little more about it. But we still want to tease everybody because we want them to buy it. So
yes.
we want to tease a little bit. So
thank you. I'm excited. Yay.
So excited. And thank you all. Thank you everybody who came in and were in the comments and here to support CG Wynn. Make sure you follow her on social media. If you've forgotten what she might have said or you missed just a little portion of what we might have said, you can always go back as soon as we're finished here, right?
That is true. And just to let you guys know, again, you can follow all of our segments right here on our YouTube channel. Tuesday Talks with Bobby D, Etiquette Class with Mrs. Cubbage, Sam C's Credit Tips, Cubbage Critiques, Cooking Fun with Mrs. Cubbage, of course, our live show we do on Saturday mornings, and our audio shows. Every Sunday, there's always something new. And also, we are also wanted to bring this to light. Next week, which will be, March 1st. Is that for March 1st?
March 1st?
Yeah, March 1st. I had to look at the calendar. March 1st will be our 200th YouTube episode.
Oh, how about that? We should have had CG on next week for the 200th episode.
Well, when I was putting it together, and I'm just like, oh, this is $199.
Oh,
I mean, I like $199. It's like right on the cusp, right? It's like right before, yeah.
Just right on the edge.
Not that you're not important, because maybe we should have had you on 200. I didn't, I guess I didn't realize. So it's like, oh, this is once everything was all out there. I was like, oh, it's $199. I'm like, dang.
Oh, interesting.
Like I was one off.
That's okay. That's all right. Well, we have her today, so that's a good thing.
Everybody's enjoying everybody enjoyed the interview. Danetta says, enjoy your weekend, everyone. Summer Ray loved the interview. And Danetta says, thanks for my lottery number today.
Oh my goodness. Well, we hope you win something. I hope you win. You win something. Yes. Maybe you will. Since it's CG Wynn on
Yep.
here today, maybe you'll win.
Yes.
Fingers crossed.
We like it. We like that.
Oh my goodness. So thank you, everybody. Yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, today's a gift. That's why we call it the present. Thank you so much for joining us today. Make sure you follow CG Wynn on social media. She gave you all of her information on how to find her. So make sure, as I said, go back if by chance you missed anything at all. Okay. Thank you so much. And we will see you all again soon. Take care. Bye. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Stay there, CG. Don't go nowhere.
We'll be here.